So, we're back at it again with part 3 of the challenge. Just like before, I read all your comments and now I'm here to talk about them. Firstly, I've gotten some comments saying that I should just make a Can You Beat PvZ2 with Only Animals challenge instead of what I'm currently doing, which is actually the original idea that I had instead of making this challenge. But I thought that this one would be a little bit more out of the box. So, if you guys think that I should end this challenge and start the Animals Only challenge, leave a comment and I'll see if it's up for debate. Anyways, a lot of people said that I am indeed allowed to use the mushrooms because they aren't plants, but a lot of people also said that it would be too much of a mushroom only run if I decided that I am going to use the mushrooms. So I had a thought of a possible middle ground. What if I only use the mushrooms that aren't in the campaign? Basically all the mushrooms that you can't earn while playing. I think it would be a decent middle ground, seeing as it would make the challenge more interesting and more diverse while still following all the rules. And also, other comments that you guys have been coming up are roots and weeds. Now, technically, weeds are by definition a plant, so I don't think I'm going to use them. But roots are not technically a plant themselves. They are parts of the organs of the plant. So they are only half a plant, or something like that. And I know that technically that doesn't really follow the rules, but if you guys think I could use them, it would be a pretty nice addition, even if there aren't many of those in the game. And lastly, another idea that I had in mind is algae, which is not always plants. There is some algae that isn't considered a plant, and I thought maybe if you guys would see it fair, I could be able to use all the algae that is considered plants in PvZ2, like the tangle kelp. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Comment down your thoughts and I'll update you in the next video. So yeah, let's begin. Day 1. Once again, we have started a new world, so this means that I am allowed to use a new plant. This time it's the Budaboom. And also to the guy that said that the Budaboom is a plant because bud is a plant, I say to you that bud means buddy or butter. So either way, he is my butter buddy, so you're wrong. Anyways, day 1 shows us the main gimmick of this world, which are these minecarts that move your plant if it's on them. And like usual, day 1 was super easy. Day 2 introduced us to the Prospector zombie that jumps at the back of the lane when he gets on the map, eating your plants out from the back. Luckily, I was able to just put spike rocks on the back lanes, and that just killed him every time he went back there. Day 3 introduced us to the Piano zombie that makes all the zombies dance and switch lanes, but luckily he was no match for the big Budaboom, so I was able to neutralize him every time before he could cause any havoc. Day 4 was a conveyor belt level, with a nice twist that had you thinking more where you wanted to place your plants according to where the zombies came from. It was a nice change from the normal stuff. Day 5 introduced us to the Poncho zombie that could either wear nothing under his poncho or a steel frame, making him kind of like Schrodinger's cat or something. I don't really know this stuff. Anyways, didn't really matter what he was wearing under his poncho, because my toes just chomped him the same either way. Day 6 was a plan your defense level, and it was actually quite the challenge because I only had to use my spike rocks and save some sun for the Budaboom in case of an emergency. Failed it on my first few tries, but on my 4th attempt I did this sort of almost full spike route layout, and it managed to do the trick. Day 7 was a pretty easy level. No special zombies other than the poncho guy, so it was super easy. Day 8 was a massive attack level, so like usual, the lightning gods have granted me their gifts. Day 9 was a survive with a given plants level, so you already know what I did. Day 10 introduced us to the chicken zombie that carries around a bunch of chickens strapped to his body that explode out everywhere when he dies. But he was no match for my toads that just ate him when the chickens were already strapped to him, and honestly, I really thought that the challenge would be over if I had to go up against his chickens. Day 11 had the challenge where I couldn't spend more than 500 sun. Now at first I thought this was a big issue because all my plants are super expensive, but with some kind of miracle, I managed to get to the last wave with all my mowers and 0 sun to spare. Day 12 was just like day 4, and just like day 4, it was super fun and easy. Day 13 introduced us to the imp that rides the bull zombie. Kind of a mouthful, but I don't really know his name. Anyways, when the bull gets close to a plant, he yeets off the imp off of his back. Also, day 13 was the day that I found out that the toadstool can just eat any zombie that stands directly behind it. So, the Prospector zombies are just utterly useless. Day 14 was the day that I made the stupidest mistake of the challenge, killing the chicken zombie. I accidentally placed the Budaboom, and I forgot what happens when a chicken zombie dies. After that, the level ended so fast I didn't even realize what was going on. On my second try, this happened. I have no clue how or what that was, but it cost me the level again, and I was pissed. Anyways, I finally got it on my third try. Day 15 had the rule where I couldn't lose more than 2 plants. Using the Bada-Boom counts as losing a plant, so it was a no-go for this level. But other than that, the level was super easy, because the only difficult zombie in it was the piano zombie, and it was nothing for my toads. Day 16 was a survive and protect the endangered plants level. This time, a walnut, and luckily, he was on a minecart, so all I had to do was just slide him over to the lanes with no zombies, and just play the level normally. Day 17 was a level where I couldn't let the zombies walk on Dave's flowers, and it was just like that day in the Pirate Seas that I so desperately hated because the flowers were super far out. First attempt failed, but unlike last time, this time I had the Bada-Boom, so that came out as the MVP of the level, carrying me in the tightest situations. Such an absolute unit of a plant. Day 18 was another plant your defense level, and just like before, I had to figure out the best spike rock layout. Man, this level was a freaking nightmare of chicken zombies. I failed this level 9 times straight until I finally decided that on my 10th attempt I'd use the lightning reed, but somehow I still failed. So on my 11th attempt I decided to use 2 snapdragons, and I was still failing. Well, luckily, somehow on my 12th attempt I remembered this comment. And by some luck, I used the nightcap and got it first try. Honestly, this plant is insane. Day 19 had 2 challenges. Don't lose more than 2 plants and don't spend more than 2,000 sun. On my first attempt, I used a Bada-Boom, forgetting that it counts as losing a plant. And then, when my toads got overwhelmed and one of them got eaten, I lost. On my second attempt, I failed because I forgot I couldn't spend more than 2,000 sun. On my third attempt, I lost because of the last zombie in the entire level. But on my 4th attempt, I used a little bit of a different strategy, and by some miracle, it worked. Day 20 was like day 4 and day 12. Day 21 was a level where I couldn't let the zombies go on the flowers, and I also had a sun limit of 1,750. On my first attempt, this happened. I don't even know what that was, and on my second attempt, even though I gave the toad plant food, he just stood there and did nothing, and that cost me the level. But luckily, I got it on my 4th attempt. Day 22 was a survive with the given plants, so I just did the usual. Day 23 was once again a level with the flowers, and I couldn't lose more than 2 plants. On my first attempt, this happened. Failed it on my second attempt as well. But I'm just gonna stop with all this yapping, and fast forward to my 10th attempt. I finally gave up and decided to use the nightcap mushroom again, but even that didn't work, so I just freaking quit. Got back to it later, and still, on my 11th attempt, I was really close, but that gave me hope. 12, 13, 14, and 15 fails, but on my 16th attempt, I finally wanted to try something new, and this time, I tried it with the ice room. On my first attempt, I failed it, but it gave me a glimpse of hope, and on my 17th attempt, I finally got it, with the ultimate ice room and spike rock combo. Day 24 was a survive and protect the endangered plants level. I managed to do it first try without any extra plants. Day 25 is the Zombas level, and this time I decided to use the power of winter to defeat him. So yeah, that was all for this video. The Wild West turned out to be pretty challenging. Not as much as the Pirate Seas though. Anyways, if you have anything you want to say, make sure to go ahead and leave a comment. And yeah, I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out.